Hey everyone, this is Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, July 28th. Some breaking news from yesterday afternoon on the new relief proposal. So I'm going to talk about that. It's the HEALS Act, and this is what the Republicans put together. It's their proposal, and now there's going to be some back and forth with Democrats, but by and large, a lot of the meat in here will make it through. So I'm going to talk about it. This is an important video. I hope you can watch till the end because I'm going to talk about the stimulus, unemployment, PPP, liability, and tax credits, and healthcare updates. And at the end, I'm going to talk about the $10,000 EIDL grant proposal, which is a separate bill that's also making progress. So let's dive in. Thanks so much for subscribing and supporting us. We're going to do an updated video on this as soon as we get the final version. This is the actual document that Republicans released yesterday afternoon. So it has all the details. I'm not going to talk about everything. This is 12 pages, but I'm going to hit the main stuff that most people care about. Let's start with unemployment here. As many of you know, Republicans have proposed that the $600 per week be reduced to supplemental payments of $200 per week for the next 2 months. So that's through the end of September. Then after that, starting in October, the unemployment insurance payment would be replaced with a payment up to $500 that, when combined with the UI payment from your state, would replace 70% of lost wages. So basically, you wouldn't earn more than 70% of your lost wages after October. So that's more of a variable model, whereas what's proposed for the next 2 months is $200 additional per week instead of the $600 additional per week. I know that's frustrating for a lot of people. There will be some negotiation here, but Democrats may be open to this model. So we'll see in the next few days whether the $200 is the final number. Okay, let's scroll down here. Let's talk about money to state unemployment systems. This is also good news. So many of you were frustrated because you had to wait weeks and months and mail in stuff. The whole state unemployment systems are by and large very old school. They admitted this. They were never meant to handle millions of claims per week. So this section provides $2 billion in assistance to state unemployment insurance systems to improve the systems, to help them handle the surge in claims, to help them with the wage replacement levels, etc. So that's good news. Section 2, assistance to individuals, families, and employers to reopen the economy. Okay, this is stimulus talk. The good news, the stimulus terms will be the exact same as the first round. So if you remember, it's $75,000 or less, you'll get the full $1,200, or $150,000 or less if you're married, and you'll get $2,400. And a couple important things here, you will get $500 per dependent, and it can be dependents of any age. So the first bill had dependents under 17. Now it's dependents of any age that you will get $500 additional. That's great news. And it also clarifies that people on Social Security income benefits are eligible for the full rebate amount as well. We had lots of questions about this on the first go around. What if I didn't file? What if I was on Social Security? It's clarified here. You're eligible. And for the vast majority of Americans, no action will be needed, assuming that you were set up on the first go around and you received some stimulus already. And we believe that this will be much quicker in terms of getting into your bank accounts. Okay, next section, job creation and employment. There's a lot in here for businesses to help encourage job creation and employment. I'm not going to talk about all the tax credits, but I'm going to highlight a few. So there's the Employee Retention Tax Credit, ERTC, in the form of a refundable payroll tax credit equal to 50% of certain wages. So basically, retain employees, get payroll tax credit, and you have to state that your operations were fully or partially suspended due to COVID-19 shutdowns, or that your gross receipts declined by more than 50%. So either or. And these credits are coordinated with the Paycheck Protection Program. So you can be eligible for both. Of course, you can't double dip, but it allows you to be eligible for both the tax credits and the new Paycheck Protection Program. And it's proposed in here that there will be a second round of the Paycheck Protection Program. This will be for businesses that have 300 or less employees and sales declined by 50% or more, okay? And there is bipartisan support for that. So that's good news that the PPP round 2 will be approved and businesses will have the opportunity to apply again. There's also a work opportunity tax credit. This is for employers hiring individuals who are in one or more 10 targeted groups. These groups are like veterans, long-term unemployment recipients, long-term family assistance recipients, people on Social Security, ex-felons, basically groups that are traditionally underemployed. There's also a safe and healthy workplace tax credit, so a refundable payroll tax credit for qualified employee protection expenses, like getting PPE for workers or for customers, basically things you need, such as cleaning supplies, testing, things you need to maintain a safe and healthy work environment, which is the most important thing. Getting back to work, we need to instill confidence that you can provide a safe and healthy place for your employees. Then the next section, this is a good one, COVID-19 assistance provided to independent contractors. So if you are a gig economy worker, this allows marketplace platform companies that you work for to provide you with PPE, financial assistance, healthcare expenses, etc. It's up to them, but it allows them to do so in a safe harbor way where it still acknowledges that you are an independent contractor and not an employee, but they can still help you out. Okay, there's a bunch of corrections here. I'm not going to go over those. Talks about auditing. I'll talk about those in another video. Next section, Title III, healthcare related and caretaker related. So first on Medicare, there's an acknowledgement that premiums might go up for Part B. Part B covers things like ambulance services, mental health services, outpatient prescription drugs, and medical equipment. In this legislation, it basically says that the 2021 Part B monthly premium will stay the same as this year. It won't go up. So you don't need to worry about that if you're on Medicare. And it will extend Medicare telehealth flexibilities, basically increase the opportunity for people to access telehealth no matter where they live. We'll also support foster youth. So even if people have aged out of foster care, this gives states extra money to continue to support older foster youth, as well as a court improvement program, which will help courts upgrade to be able to do hearings via technology, such as child welfare hearings and other family court needs. This will allow many of those to continue in the courts with better technology. There's also a bunch to provide emergency support and protect nursing homes, such as the establishment of a strike team for nursing facilities. I had the opportunity back in May to spend about a week in a nursing home in New York and see what they had done, which included they started to do testing for all the residents and for all of the staff, and they had a lot of other protocols in place. Now, there are probably still many nursing homes around the country that maybe aren't up to speed with where they should be. So this would help them. The next section I'm going to go through briefly. Basically, for tribal and local governments, this allows them to extend their coronavirus relief fund payments and use it over a longer period of time. So this is the 12-page proposal from Republicans. Again, it's the draft, and it's going to be negotiated now with Democrats, but a lot of these things I've talked about do have bipartisan support, such as the PPP second round, the unemployment. There's going to be some negotiation there, but the Democrats have said they're willing to concede on unemployment if they can push back on some other things. And the stimulus, $1,200 payments, has bipartisan support too. So that's good news. A lot of these tax credits Democrats might want to talk about, and some of the other healthcare initiatives. So we'll see what happens at the end of this week. This has a lot of substance here, many important items that are going to help individuals and businesses. Lastly, I want to talk about the EIDL grants. Okay, while the new EIDL grants are not part of the bill I just spoke about, the HEALS Act, it is a separate bill that has bipartisan support. So Senator Jackie Rosen from Nevada proposed this bill last week that would provide an additional $180 billion for the Economic Injury Disaster Loan and Advance programs. And the bill would also prohibit the SBA from arbitrarily capping EIDL loans below $2 million and require SBA to provide the 10,000 EIDL advance grants to all eligible small businesses, regardless of size, as intended by the original CARES Act. This is from John Cornyn, which is a Republican senator who also supports this. So there are a few co-sponsors to this bill. We are optimistic that this will continue to see traction. Many of you are familiar with this page, which is where you apply for the EIDL advance and loan on the SBA website back in April. It's unclear whether you'll have to fill this out again or they'll review other applications. But the point is, we don't want you to take a chance and wait around, because as we found with the first round, 75% of people who got a loan by April 16th applied within the first 24 hours. That's huge, and that just underscores how important timing is here. As you know, when you apply, you get a 10-digit number. All of those are chronological, and then they get distributed to a loan officer, generally speaking, on a first-come, first-served basis. And in some cases, they may have reviewed it, then rejected you because of credit history or because they couldn't verify certain information, like business owners. But we do want you to apply as soon as possible if you have to apply again. So one thing we've added on Skip is a way to get alerted right away if and when you have to take action. So it's at helloskip.com/EIDL-alerts, helloskip.com/EIDL-alerts. I'll leave the link right at the top of the description, and you can basically fill out your information here and get an alert as soon as, say, the page is live. For example, this page went live around 9 p.m. Pacific time on a Sunday night, so about midnight Eastern Monday morning, and many people found out about this and applied right away within the first few hours. It was great. Many of those people got the first grants. So you can sign up here. Full disclosure, it's free for 15 days, but you can cancel any time, and frankly, we think that you would be able to. Full disclosure, you do have to opt into a free Skip trial, but you can cancel any time, and it's our way of limiting the amount of people in this program. Because we're helping hundreds of thousands of people, this is one way for us to separate who gets the email blast right away. If you don't want to do this, you can also subscribe to this channel, and we will do a video probably within the first 12 hours of any new action needed or direction needed or website changes. So you can be sure of that. Just subscribe and make sure you hit the alert icon. But if you want to be notified right away, as in within the first hour, go to helloskip.com/EIDL-alerts, and it also includes PPP alerts and stimulus alerts if any action is needed on your part. I hope this helps and gives you some peace of mind. It's a full-time job to track all of the legislation, all of the changes, what forms. So we want to make it easy for you so you can focus on other things like your work and family and staying healthy. Thanks so much again for watching and subscribing. Most importantly, stay well and stay healthy. Take care.